Hello, treasured listener. I am James Taylor. I was a war correspondent for the Daily News in the Pacific Theater. My time as a war correspondent was nothing of note. The only major battle I took part in was the Battle of Okinawa. And I wasn't even the main journalist there. I was tied to a senior correspondent, Ernie Pyle, who was tragically killed at Lashima. I recovered his notes and returned to the free world with his words of those brave men. And after the war ended, I lived from editorial to editorial. Gossip here, and the latest of ever-growing waxing of poetics about the war's end, filled my daily goings-on until my bags were packed, and I was set off to Japan. Or to be more accurate, I was sent off to an even smaller island off the coast of an island. And that was Odo Island. Small and isolated, and too far off the other Bowen Islands to ever truly be considered one. It was only partially inhabited, with jagged steep cliff faces and a dense tropical jungle covering most of the northern and eastern portions, made it virtually unexplored. A meager population of about 500 individuals made its social structure one of tight-knit communal codependency. But its most important resource was fish. Abundant schools of rare species and larger-than-average specimens found in the small bay allowed the largest settlement on the eastern half of the island to flourish without direct assistance from the Japanese mainland. But they aren't a wholly isolated group. The area's unique ichthyological makeup and general location makes it perfect for small-time Japanese fishermen to make landfall before continuing on their journey back to the mainland. Technically considered citizens of Japan, the coming and going of commercial fishing has allowed the islanders to receive some of the luxuries of the more modern world. Said to have been left undisturbed for centuries, with no real cultural change since its early inhabitants first came to the island, Odo Island has a unique and old dialect of Japanese, and its legends and traditions go back eons. Its uniquely close ties to the nation's past and the honor, to some, of avoiding Western expansion into the Orient made it a suspected refuge for Imperial Japanese officers at the end of the war. And due to the recent Castle Bravo test and the political fallout from the Lucky Dragon No. 5 incident, I was sent, along with a translator, as an offering of goodwill to the Japanese citizens as they seek justice for their poisoned kinsmen, at the hands of American tyrants, so it seems. I arrived on the island in the September of 1954, and the horror discovered still makes me wake in the dead of night, as I can still so faintly hear its footsteps just off in the distance. And that roar.